What is up, world? You are in tune to the Cowboys Global Cast, and you got your usual suspects here. Myself and Tom, man, we are here. And if you're listening, we are on the FFSN network. We got to talk about tonight's pick. The Cowboys did a thing tonight.
They did a thing.
They did a thing, which I thought, if any move said that they were all in, this one did. So I give the War Room credit. This was an all-in move. We traded out of the 24th spot back to 29.
Yeah.
And what was the haul that we got for that?
Yeah, so we got 73 back. And that's basically the story, right? I think we gave up a 2025 seventh rounder. So, what's the Rams GM was the F them picks, like whatever. Like I don't care. I don't care about a 2025 seventh rounder. We gave up 24 and got back 28 and 73 in return. Like I never would have thought that. That's the ninth pick in the third round. Yeah. I know that's near the top of the third round, so that's a great return.
Absolutely. Return. And it's only 23 picks away from the last one, and we pick again at 87, so it's 14. And so pick two in round two is 56.
56.
Right. Yeah, round 3, 73, and then we pick again at 87. That's love for me, man. 14 picks in between. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry Cooks, man. I love it. Setting aside, the guy that they took at 28, and we'll talk about that. But they took who they took. That's a fantastic return. I'm no complaints here. That's a great
none whatsoever. I'm happy to see what we did. And then let's talk about our pick at 29, Tyler Guyton. We got the offensive tackle from Oklahoma, which, I have mixed feelings about it. But, I'm just going to say this. He's an Austin kid. He's an Austin, Texas kid. He's, from Manor, played basketball and football, but he played on the other side of the ball when he went to TCU in college. So he was a defensive tackle first. They flipped him and made him an offensive tackle at Oklahoma.
He put some in too, right? I think he might have put some in.
He did. And so, here's a guy who has a mean streak.
Yeah.
Who has a mean streak and can play tackle. And I think, the best is yet to come for him inside of that thing. But like I said, comes from an athletic family. Mother was a great basketball player. Father was a really good basketball player as well. So brother was a good basketball player, went to college playing basketball. So he got a family of athleticism behind it, man. And I think, when you bring that type of athleticism to tackle, you're cooking, man.
Yeah, I'm no scout, but the first things that I look for in offensive tackles is, offensive linemen in particular, but especially tackles, is I want them to be athletes. I want them to be athletes, and I want them to have a mean streak. And he checks both of those boxes. I love being able to get those guys that are a little raw, at the end of the first round. But I think you probably like your, raw offensive tackle talent to be a little less raw than Tyler Guyton, because he is, he is completely unrefined. Like the guy is not a technician at all, right? We're talking about a completely raw talent at that spot. But what is the guy? Is he 6'7"? Is he 6'6"? He's 6'8".
Yeah.
I'm 6'7" for some reason. 6'7", 330, I think. So he's tall, he's athletic. You could see him, adding another, 10, 15 pounds to that frame, like no problem. He's not like a freak when it comes to like strength. And the other measurables in terms of like the the arm length and, and stuff like that. But the dude's just, an athletic freak. It's not surprising to hear that, a guy like that, play defensive line. And I didn't actually know about the basketball background, but that's not surprising either. What was the tight end, the big freak tight end out of Georgia last year that went to the Steelers? What was his name? I was trying to remember his name last year. And I think he ended up What's that?
Washington. It was the
Yeah. Right. I think he went the third round to the Steelers.
Uh-huh.
And everyone talks about him. So he's an offensive tackle, and everyone kind of talks about him as being like that being that tight end that could play like offensive tackle, right? If he had to. And this is kind of like the reverse with Guyton. Like Guyton's obviously couldn't play tight end in the NFL, but like he's enough of a freak athletically that like I feel like he's kind of like the Darnell Washington of like offensive tackles this year, where you're getting just a raw freak athletic talent. But I'll criticize the Cowboys when it comes to their, picks, but like I have a hard time criticizing the Cowboys when it comes to their offensive line picks because they just continue to hit on them, especially in the first round. So
yeah, they don't miss.
They don't miss.
They don't miss at all. And here's the thing. You can add to your team through the draft, linebacker, running back. We can even go another offensive lineman if we wanted to. I mean, because we got the draft capital, and that's what I said. It wasn't just the pick, right? It wasn't just the pick. For me, us having the opportunity to gain another pick in this draft, which I've told everybody, this is a dynasty draft. It is so deep. It's about 161, 165 deep, literally. And I'm talking about first, second, and third round talent. That's like that. It's like that. I mean, Muhammad Kamara from Colorado State was ranked 121. I should tell you how deep this draft was.
Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be some guys in the fourth round that people like a lot too. Yeah. I kind of think that this draft wasn't quite as deep with the first round talent, maybe as we thought earlier in the draft cycle. But I think in terms of I think there's a big pool of guys that are going to have second and third round grades, and I think you'll see some of those guys maybe even go early to the middle of the fourth. So I mean, we've got 3 picks coming up here tomorrow, and I think I mean they didn't get. I know a lot of people wanted to see him get Graham Barton. A lot of people wanted to see him get JPJ. Guys that they thought could play the center spot. We didn't get those guys. Barton obviously wasn't available there at 29, but JPJ was. JPJ is probably not going to be available at 56, but there's probably be a center there. I mean, I don't think Zach Frazier will fall there either, but I mean, there's other guys that can play the center position that are going to be, available here in the middle rounds. And we get a receiver, we go get a defensive tackle. I mean, you could realistically tomorrow get a defensive tackle, a wide receiver. You get a linebacker. A running back. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we can do tomorrow. And like you said, I mean, those picks that we're, making tomorrow, they're only separated by about 15 picks. So, I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Tom, the crazy thing to me though, bro, is when you think about it, this is what's crazy, right? At this point, we're saying, oh man, the draft is deep and we did what we were supposed to do. I'm in my mind saying, okay, they finally did something right, and it's like, okay, right. y'all understand that we got a couple of spots that we need to fill, and I feel like they're gonna go do that, right?
Yeah.
This gave me the feeling like, oh man, they're gonna go do this. They're gonna go do this. I mean, we lost some people, but I mean, this is still the same team. We just have some places that we need to fill. And I think, being able to get another draft pick did that for us. That's why it's crazy to me. It's like, okay, y'all waited till the draft to show me, okay, we're going to build this team through the draft. That's what we're doing. And we're going to get younger and we're going to put younger guys in places to where, they can make a difference. And I get it. I can rock with it, but I'm impressed. I'm impressed. They did the right thing.
Yep. Got 3 picks coming tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised to see them. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a running back at either of those 3 picks. I wouldn't be surprised to see him wait until day 3. to get a running back either. That wouldn't shock me. They've got compensatory picks. I think 3 or 4 compensatory picks that they're going to get next year, and you could see them use some of that 2025 like round 4, round 5 draft capital so obviously they're not going to be able to trade 2025 compensatory picks like right now. But they could trade, some stuff that they've got, this year, or, a 4th or a 5th non-compensatory. I don't know, there's probably some better terminology I could use for that, but some their 2025 4th and 5th round to like move up into the 4th, or I don't know, maybe even like the late 3rd or something like that this year. So
I would love it. I definitely would love it, man. There's so many people out there. Sweat's going to be one of those guys that go in the 3rd, 4th round,
Braden Fisk.
Yes, Fisk will go in the 2nd, late, early 3rd. You got Corley who'll go, middle of the 2nd round. Good wide receiver. The wide receiver from UCF still there. We could go edge, like I said, with a Muhammad Kamara or the guy from Kansas. I forget his name. There's so many options that we have, like you said. And I mean, we can definitely do it. And with this draft room split down the middle, half of want to draft offense, half want to draft defense. I think we getting more picks give us the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it gives us the opportunity to do so. So what do you think, man? Who do you think we have our eyes on at 56?
I don't know. That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know if there's anyone in particular that they're targeting there. I kind of think there's probably a few different guys that they got their eyes on. I could really see it going, 4 or 5 different ways, to be honest. I could see him going defensive tackle. I could see him going wide receiver. I could see him going running back. Cornerback to me isn't out of the question. I know that might seem crazy to a lot of people. Center's not out of the question. I mean, there's 4 or 5 different positions that just like wouldn't surprise me at all. So I don't think I have like one, particular player that I would, feel like that they're targeting there this year. I think there'd be more I think that there are a couple of positions that maybe aren't completely out, but I'd be linebacker, that's another one I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him go. I'd be surprised to see him, grab like a safety tomorrow or something like that. But everything else I feel like is most everything else is in play. Like I feel like they're in a good position to just go best player available, and that's what I'd like to see him do. Yeah,
I mean, you got Trey Benson, you got Bucky Irvin, you got Braylon Allen.
Allen's another
guys one. That if we look at our 30 visits and you look at everybody who's made it through, that's what I'm checking, because they usually show their hand when it comes down to the 30 visits.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have gotten really scared off by, and maybe I am too. I don't know, the Jonathan Brooks knee injury, and it's 2024. I mean, are we really that scared off by an ACL in 2024? I mean, he was healthy the entire time at Texas before that knee injury, right?
Yeah, and our doctors did the surgery. So I mean, if we're I don't think you're not going to throw Jonathan Brooks to the wolves, right? You're not going to throw him to the wolves. You're not going to put him in there and he's going to be the pace horse. That's not going to happen, right? Yeah. So he's going to have somebody else there, but you got people like Jatavion Sanders. You still got the guy from BYU. If you want to go with another tackle, right? Kingsley Sumatia. That's who.
Sulamai. I don't know.
Suma something. Yeah.
I should have this down, but I don't. That was one I did not. I never really got down.
Edric Cooper. You could go linebacker with that second round pick. You really could. Junior Colson was another one that came in. Peyton Wilson, I don't think we're looking for another LVE again, right? It's because he has the neck injuries. But yeah, I mean, you got talent out there. Even in the 4th or 5th round, you can end up getting somebody like Jace McClain. And think about this, man. Think about this. The way that it was picked tonight was weird. Like,
how you mean?
Like, okay, it didn't go scripted. There were a lot of good players left out of the first round that we thought we were going to see going. Michael Penix Jr. going in the first, and then Bo Nix going in the first. That was wild.
Yeah, so
that was wild.
So I'm not going to say that I expected that to happen because I did. I mean, I think everybody was surprised by that. But the more I thought about it, I mean, how old is Kirk Cousins now? Is he 35? Something like that?
He's up there. And quarterback he's up there.
And he's still a good enough quarterback. I mean, he's a fringe top 10 quarterback. I mean, I know some people probably have him as high as 8 and some people have him as low as, I don't know, 12 or 13. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's a quality quarterback. And I mean, they're probably not going to, be in this spot, again, anytime. I mean, they probably won't be picking top 10 again next year. Right. And the year after that. So, I mean, if you think you're in a position to, grab your next quarterback and, you really like him, I mean, do it. Why not? I mean, you don't know when you're going to be picking there again, right? I like this quarterback class. Seems like as the draft, as everyone, did their draft homework, as the, pre-draft process, sort of evolved, and people rose and people fell. I feel like the people kind of got a little more down on this quarterback class than I do. Like, I like all those guys that went, in the top 10. I really do. Maybe that's too high for Michael Penix. Like, I get the injury history, but again, I mean, like, he's a top 10 talent, right? Like, if you just like set aside the injury history, and like, I know that's super scary, but I like JJ McCarthy. I like the things that happen with the quarterbacks kind of made sense to me. Bo Nix, like, maybe not. The thing that was surprising to me was was how far the cornerbacks, fell. Quinyon Mitchell.
My gosh.
Why do the Eagles, they are just like 2 years in a row have been right there to grab like one of the top talents in the draft that fell further than anybody thought. They did it at 9 last year with Jalen Carter, and they did it at 22 this year with Quinyon Mitchell. And like he's raw. Like, he's not as complete, a cornerback as we've seen in a couple of the, more recent drafts. But like, I mean, he's gonna be a good player, and like that's completely fills position of need like for them. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and lament over what the Eagles did like too much, but they just did it 2 years in a row. Just got so lucky.
Hey, and you're right. I think, they kind of ended up being in the right place at the right time.
Hey, if he had fell to 24, man.
I don't know, man.
I would have said grab him. Like, I wouldn't have been, if he had been there at 24, that would have been my pick. I wouldn't have traded back.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. We got Bland. I know we got Diggs. You don't know what can happen, man. I mean, guys get hurt. Guys take a step back.
You know that because of what happened last year. I was when Diggs got hurt. I was on Twitter, kind of perusing through, and Wanye Thomas had me smiling because when the Cowboys traded back, he posted a picture of the Grinch with the slow rollout smile. I said, go ahead, Wanye. Go ahead. I know you get it. Because honestly, this is a team, real quick before we go, this is a team that didn't lose much, right? And if you get you got your lineman who can help you run the ball, right? Because Tyler Guyton is obviously, for us to be more dominant running the ball, right? Yeah. So you got your lineman that will help you run the ball, and then you get a running back that'll help you run the ball, and then you're relying on the development of Jalen Tolbert, right? And with Brandon Cooks, you're saying, okay, this is what we're gonna do. If they don't make a move to get in a solid number 2, or if you do, you bring in a Corley, a Malachi Corley. Malachi Corley totally changes the game over there. That's a number 2 wide receiver, right? Malachi Corley will be a number 2 wide receiver in this league. He's like that, right?
I mean, is that a question, or are you making? It sounds like you're making a statement.
I'm making a statement. Making a statement.
I think we feel a little different. I think we feel a little differently about Malachi Corley. I think he's great. I think he's great with the ball in his hands. This is a little getting him the ball is a little, this is a different question. I don't.
He'll be a solid number 2. I think
he's a nice little gadget player.
Yeah, I like it. So
let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your we were super happy about the trade back, we kind of felt that way, we kind of felt like that this is how it was going to play out, that we were going to be at 24 and we were going to want to trade back. Who were did you have 1, 2, 3 guys that you thought, hey, they could conceivably be there, and if they are, I'm not trading back, I'm sprinting to the podium?
One of my guys is still there, and I believe that Buffalo's going to get him, Adnan Mitchell. I really wanted.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot forgot about AD Mitchell. That's how you felt about him.
And
so would you have preferred they took him as opposed to the trade back? Would that have made you happier?
No.
You just weren't expecting that kind of return to trade back a few spots.
I mean, having another draft pick in the third, because I said it at the beginning of my previous show. I said if we trade back and get another third. Love that. You know what I'm saying? I love that for us because of the sheer number of talent that you have in this draft, right?
Yeah.
But if a Byron Murphy had been there, hey, forget trading back. Let's just go get Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Or a Mims would have been, hey, forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Byron Murphy was my guy at 24. Yeah. That was the one I thought it's possible he falls, and if he's there, I'm teleporting to the podium.
Well, listen, he was at 19. He wasn't that far away.
Did he fall that far? I thought he went like 15 or 16, something like that.
He went 19. He wasn't that far away. Like I said, people slipped in this draft. Slipped.
That's the worst part about picking in the mid 20s. It's every time we pick in the mid 20s, it gets to be about 18, 19, and I'm like, ooh, there's 3 or 4, guys right there that, I would love to take, at that spot, and then boom, boom, boom.
But
Byron Murphy, you're gone. Quinion Mitchell, you're gone.
That's the problem with being good. You're not gonna get a good draft pick. You're good, Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm just going to say this, man. I still feel like you never trade to help your rival. Buffalo, I think that was one of the craziest things they could have done. You never trade to help.
So it must have just been – so who did Buffalo end up taking? I forget.
Xavier Worthy.
No. That's who KC took.
Oh, that's KC. I'm sorry.
Who did Buffalo
didn't pick yet.
Yeah, that's right. They traded with Carolina, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
So the Bills traded back to 32, and then when it got to 32, they traded with Carolina. Yeah. So, I mean, and where was Carolina? What did they get back for that? I don't think I ever saw that return.
I didn't see the return, but they only moved up one spot.
I just immediately started getting ready for this.
Yeah. They only moved up one spot, and I think with that one spot, they gave up a 4th or something like that. So Carolina was drafting 33. Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. Carolina moved up from 33 to 32.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I mean, it must have just been a spot where the Bills were there's 6 or 7 guys here that we all have super close on our board. So, because what they got back wasn't.
They got another pick. They got another pick in this draft. They're literally trying to load up. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not mad at it at all. So we don't have a solid pick that we are both sticking with for tomorrow. I think, most of our 30 visit has already been taken. I don't think Jackson Powers Johnson will make it back to us at 56. Edrin Cooper may be there. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, Malachi Corley may be there. But I know for sure that, when it comes down to it, Jonathan Brooks is the guy I think they're going to go with on pick 2. I think that around 56, they're going to be itching to take Jonathan. And, I think that's a good pick for the future. He's a good running back. I wouldn't be mad if we missed running back in the second round and picked up Braylon Allen in the third.
Okay, well, what about do you like Jalen Wright? How do you like Jalen Wright? Tennessee?
Yeah, he's a good running back. He is.
Okay, so you're at 56, and choices Jonathan Brooks at 56, or we're very confident that we can get, one of your next 2 favorite running backs at 73. We can get, Jalen Wright, Trey Benson, just name it. And I'm not even saying that's the right place to grab those guys. I'm just saying you want a running back at 56. You can have Jonathan Brooks. You don't take him; he's getting taken before 73. But you can have Jalen Wright. You can have your pick, of the rest of the running back litter. Are you still going with Jonathan Brooks at 56?
No.
Yeah. So it's more. So you think there's going to very good possibility there's going to be a run on running backs, starting maybe middle, late second, and and everybody who wants one's going to go try and grab one.
If there's a run,
yeah,
you can possibly withstand that run and just still go BPA, because I do believe in the third round you're going to be able to get a Trey Benson. You're going to be able to get a Braylon Allen from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And those are 2 running backs that I see. If you wanted to get an Edgerrin Cooper, I think you add to your team, right? If you went Edgerrin Cooper, the linebacker from Texas A&M, he's a thumper. He gets in. He's able to kind of make himself small, get through those, and pad up on people. I like that. That's somebody who I would take that high pick for. I would definitely go for that high pick.
And don't rule out trading up at any point.
No,
I mean that can happen. We can move up from 56. We could throw together 56 and a 2025 fourth rounder or something like that. I mean, I don't know exactly how the math works out there. I imagine it's going to be something like that. To move up.
If we can move up and get another second round or another third round pick, oh my god!
Yeah. It's just the only point I'm really trying to make is that we've got some compensatory picks coming next year, and so we can use a fourth or fifth rounder from next year, because those are going to be replaced with compensatory picks. And we can move up. We can move out of the fifth and into the fourth, this year, or, move up in the third or move up in the second. Things could happen. I wouldn't rule anything out. I don't really probably see a lot of trading back, anymore to accumulate picks.
No.
But I could see some moving up. Like I said, I feel like that this draft is just chock full of second and third round talent, into the fourth round. I think there's some third round talents. That's just me though.
I like
Guyton. Let's go.
Tyler Guyton. I like a good pick, man.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, it was a great pick. Austin, Texas kid.
There's gonna be a lot of people that are very upset about it, though. I have not checked. I have not checked Twitter, but I guarantee you, there's a lot of people that are very upset.
Oh man, when we go on X, I guarantee you're gonna see a whole bunch of people who are upset.
So we hadn't even. So a question we haven't even really answered. I mean, we doing this for another few minutes, or are we running long because I won't shut up?
No, go ahead. What were you about to say?
So I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing with Guyton? Is Tyler Smith playing left guard next year, and we're just going to throw Guyton out there at left tackle and say, hey, we hear you're a good basketball player. Why don't you see if you can play left tackle? Or are we going to throw? Are we telling Terrence Steele, hey, we know we gave you a lot of money last offseason, but you suck?
So listen, we know without a shadow of a doubt, right? Without a shadow of a doubt, that we have a dog playing left guard. Right? I mean, we got dog playing left guard. We got a dog playing right guard too. Zach Martin, Tyler Smith, right? 2 Tylers. I didn't notice that. So I don't think what I believe is they want to keep Tyler inside at guard, which I think he's a better tackle. He showed that. But okay, all right. So I think they want to keep him out at guard, and then they want to try to find their next right tackle, who can actually hold up out there, who has the athleticism to hold up like a Tyron Smith, right?
Wait. So you think Tyler Smith is moving to left tackle, or you think he's staying at guard?
No, I think Tyler's they want to keep Tyler at guard.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's what they want to do, and it makes no sense to me, but you know.
Well, I mean, he's an all pro level like left guard, and I'm team move Tyler Smith out to left tackle. I've been on team move Tyler Smith out to left tackle.
But he played at an all pro level left tackle when Tyron was out. You know,
I think he was, on it. So this is what I think. I think if he can be even borderline Pro Bowl like level at left tackle, I want him to play left tackle because there's not many of those. If he can be even give me top 10 left tackle, I would rather him play left tackle than give me, borderline all pro level, play at left guard. That's just me. I don't necessarily think that's a very popular take. I just think that like finding top 10 quality, top 7, top 8 quality left tackles, I don't think that that's an easy thing to do. And so if you've got one of those on your roster, then put him there. That's how I feel about it. Like I said, I know that I've paid close attention to how other people feel on this issue, and they do not agree with me on that. But that's how I feel. So it sounds like you think Guyton's your right tackle, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, well, no, your left tackle because you'll be on the outside of Tyler.
Wait,
right?
so okay, I'm still.
They're going to keep Steele over on the right side, right? Okay. And I think they're going to try to put Tyler out on the left side, right next to Tyler Smith, right? He said round 1, pick 2, height 6'7", weight 328, hometown Maynard, Texas. What you should know about him: Guyton started his college career Fort Worth, playing with TCU Horned Frogs. 2021. He is a Maynard kid, but he actually started here in Austin. So Austin and Maynard are like, Maynard's an outskirt of Austin. So he moved from LBJ to Maynard and took his career there, and he played defense first. So, but I honestly, did Asim Richards, did he make you feel good about it? No, he didn't make you feel good about him playing. I didn't feel good about it. Bass, he looked better at guard. So if you're gonna put somebody in the game, you need somebody who's going to play tackle. So that's where I think their mind is on this whole thing. And that's where they were looking at Graham Barton the whole time as well. Like, and I think they will be eyeing Kingsley Samata, from BYU. I think they would be eyeing him to kind of solidify their line. If they're going to do the trenches, and like I said, this draft has became offensive. It's nothing. Everybody's trying to outscore each other. Ain't nobody really trying to stop nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's the good defenses, the elite defense, we call them elite. They're still giving up 21 points. You know what I'm saying?
But they're not giving up 30.
Right.
And that was the Chiefs last year, right? Did they give up 30 points the entire season? I don't think so. But the point here is the focus is on offense. So if you're going to focus on offense, what do we need to fix? We need to fix our running game. So you go to the trenches. I get it. I have no problem with it. And I have no problem with them trying to kick Tyler out to right tackle and, keeping left tackle.
Left tackle, yeah. And keeping Terrence, because they paid Terrence all that money, over there at right tackle. So I got no problem.
See, this is gonna be my problem though. If you leave Tyler at left guard, and then you got this super raw first round pick, who you're not even sure if he can play the position yet, and so you got a guy can play, can give you quality play at left tackle, and then you got, and maybe they figure this out in camp, but you got a raw talent at left tackle that you don't know. Like, we don't know if this guy can play it. Like, I like the pick, but like we all know who this guy is. Like, he's raw talent, like totally unrefined. Like, maybe he'll be great right out of the gate. But you also might have a situation where you got a really good left tackle at left guard. You got a raw guy out there that's kind of trying to learn on the fly at left tackle, and then you got Bambi at right tackle.
I don't know why you call him Bambi. His legs is over there shaking. Oh my God.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we end up in that spot, I'm just gonna say, like, why didn't you just move Tyler Smith to left tackle? Like, I don't get it. And like right tackle is, I mean, it's just like, it feels like it's an easier spot to just like throw some guy who's just like mean and raw, Yeah,
well, we re-signed. Oh my gosh, what's the boy? He's so bad I don't remember his name. He was just. You talking
about Willets? No. Willets go. He wasn't up for it.
No, we're talking about the one we got from the Jets, who was just totally.
Edoga.
Yeah, Edoga. I don't want Edoga, and that's what we got there.
Hey, I thought he was okay at guard.
At guard, he was fine.
At guard. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
At guard.
At guard, he was fine.
He was like for a backup guard,
Yeah, for a backup guard. And she say, we got pick 3 in round 3. Well, we got 56 tomorrow, and then in round 3 we got 73 and 87. So we picked up another pick tonight. You know what I'm saying? So we got 73 and 87. Because he was talking about our picks that we have coming. So we got round 2, 56, right. Round 3, 73, round 3, 87. So
yeah.
So, but definitely, man. And he said, Bambi. They loved your Bambi reference. Listen, before we go, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here because we got a whole 2 days left of this. So, definitely gotta mind our time. I believe we helped ourselves. We didn't hurt ourselves. Now we need to sign that. Let's get this wrapped up. Let's stop.
Yeah.
Let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. Pull the paperwork out. Y'all sign it. Dak at this point is not trying to hear it, and I don't blame him. It's something about having kids make you think different in life. You know what I'm saying? And you're playing with him, his piece, his kids, and I don't like it. But Jerry seems adamant, and he keeps saying we're gonna get a deal done. And once we get and he got a deal done with Micah, so I'm not really kind of bugging, but I'm just saying, hey.
Well, it's fifth year option with Micah, right?
Yeah, 5th year option. And let's do this.
So he snapped his finger. He didn't get a deal done with Micah.
Right, but okay. But you know what I'm saying? We locked him up for another year, so we don't have to.
Jerry wheeling and dealing.
Yeah,
exercising those 5th year options.
Yeah, we ain't got to pay him, so we can kind of, we don't have to pull out the long check for him. We just pull out a little money. You know what I'm saying? Because that long check was gonna hurt. But here's the deal: get the man some help in these next 2 rounds. Get him some help. Help. Get him some help. Get him a number 2. If you're not going to do that, Ayuk is on the market. And you know what I'm saying? He's going to be on the market for a minute. T. Higgins is going to be on the market. Let's get a veteran, or let's go ahead and draft this one.
You all in like right now, like mode, right? You're like,
we got to do it.
Pushing all your chips in, aren't you?
Get him a number 2. Get him
a number 2
wide receiver.
Higgins?
Get him a number 2 wide receiver. We need it. You get him a number 2, let him cook. He was second in the league in MVP voting this year. Second. Let him cook.
Unless Brandon Cooks qualifies as a number 2 wide receiver to you, then we're not going to have a number 2 wide receiver next fall. I'm just letting you know like right now. I'm like they could. I'm not saying they're not going to draft a wide receiver, but it's not going to be somebody who's going to be your number 2 receiver next year.
I think what they're going to do, to be real with you, like I said, they're believing that their draft pick a couple years ago, they got their guy. They believe they got their guy. Now, I ain't gonna lie.
Wait, hold on a sec. What are you about to say?
What?
Who's the guy that they got? Who?
I mean, he couldn't get on the field this year because of Michael Gallup. But when he did get on the field, Jalen.
Are we still doing this?
I'm just saying they believe that's what they believe. We're gonna develop talent in house. I don't believe that.
Yeah, develop talent, but he's not going to be your number 2 wide receiver.
Listen, I don't believe it. He gonna have to show it to me.
You think if the Cowboys believe that Jalen Tolbert is the guy that they're going to develop in the number 2 wide receiver,
they ain't making no moves.
We're in deep doo doo. We're not really in deep.
I'm just saying. You see, they're not making any moves.
I mean, they could draft a wide receiver tomorrow.
Okay.
And Brandon Cooks is so like. I don't know.
He's not your number 2.
I know. So, well,
he's a slot guy.
I mean, he plays out wide. He plays out wide too. Like you move him around.
He's a slot guy.
So I don't know what it is. He and Dak couldn't get on the same page. But Dak seemed uncomfortable throwing him the ball a lot of the time. I mean, I don't think Brandon Cooks was really getting the separation in this offense, that he had like prior in his career. And I'm not the biggest, X's and O's guy, so I can't tell you exactly why that is. But I will say that he got better as the season went on. I think it was like the last, 8 or 9 games. Basically, the second half of the year, he was like close to 1,000-yard receiver. So, I mean, what CD had 1,800 yards last season? Did he have 18 and some change? Was it 1840 or something crazy like that?
Again.
But hold on.
Get the man some help.
So
that's my end. That was my end saying, give me your end saying, we're going to go ahead and close the book on it.
But if CD goes from an 1,800-yard guy to a 1,500-yard guy and Brandon Cooks, goes to, a 1,000-yard guy. Let's say he gets 1,000 next year and CD gets 1,500. Then are you saying, oh, Brandon Cooks, that's a number 2 guy? I think you go out, 1,000 yards receiving, that's the second guy. I mean, a lot of this is because CD gets so many targets, right? So, I mean, do I think Brandon Cooks is a great number 2 wide receiver? No, but he was a lot more productive second half of the season, and a lot of it has to do with how much they force feed CD, and they should keep doing. I mean, it works. I'm not saying that's not something that they should do, but so Brandon Cooks, that's not the worst. It's not the worst number 2 wide receiver. I'd like to see him, get better there. And we're not going to get into this right now, but I like Jalen Brooks a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be your number 2 wide receiver this next season, but I like him. The catch radius, the attitude, the physicality moves me a little bit. I like him more than Jalen Tolbert.
A number 2.
Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
Draft one. Hey, man, I would have loved. I wouldn't have been jumping for joy or anything, but A.D. Mitchell, that would have been okay with me today.
Yeah. Hey, drafted number 2. But look, guys, we thank you guys for rocking with us, man, and being with us here on the Cowboys Global Cast. Tom, you got your last. You got what you want to say last, man. Holla at the people.
Got what I want to say last. Is that what we're calling our parting shots now?
Our parting shots.
Man, it's draft night, so I feel bad about my parting shot being a basketball take, but my Mavs game 3 tomorrow, Clips in Dallas. It's on.
It's on. It's up. That's what we're
It
talking
is.
about. Look, I'd like to thank you guys again for making sure that you rock with us, man. Make sure that you catch us here on YouTube so you can like and subscribe. You can also listen where you get your favorite podcast, man. Anywhere, Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you got your favorite podcast, you can listen to us there, man. We appreciate you, man. He say, she say, I like that, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, appreciate
that's
you.
my guy, Tom. But we're gonna see y'all again here tomorrow because we're gonna have some picks to break down, and I'm sure Tom's gonna have some more to say about it. And I might like it or I might not. We'll see.
I always got something to say.
But we'll holler at you guys later.